Welcome, Hatice, on my YouTube channel. It's really a pleasure to have you today, especially in upcoming International Women's Day. And the theme for International Women's Day is for this year, uh, invest in women and accelerate progress. So indeed to empowering. So I hope that this interview will also empower many women scientists, entrepreneurs, but also many academic women and other women worldwide, which think about their academic career or maybe industrial career. And we will have really a great wisdom, because Hatice is not only PhD, she's not only scientist, actually clinical scientist, but she's also Agile mentor. She's truly a woman agilist, which I love very much, also as an Agile coach. And she's also a writer and a board member. So she has multiple functions, and I'm really happy to have you here at this special occasion. So how are you in general?
I am very good, Anita. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me. I did enjoy our previous conversations and very happy to be here.
Yes, thanks a lot. Yes, indeed. When I was chatting actually with you before, I will come to the 3 questions for in this short agile 15 minutes interview, which is a challenge because I'm very curious. I had a lot of questions, but there are only three. Time is only permitting me to ask 3 questions. But I just would like to first make very nice introduction that when I met you, I truly felt right away connected, because not only of agility, but our experiences, because you moved all the way also from Turkey and you followed your career in United States. So for me, your journey is incredible, and your experiences are incredible, and the multiple functions you also carry. So the first question, which I'd like to start with, especially when we following this invest in women team accelerating development, and I hope this interview will help women to give at least some directions, because of course we cannot cover everything, but regarding the moment when indeed women, especially young women, so 20 plus, are very close to finishing their PhD, or they are having first postdoc, and they wonder what's next, right? So the question is, what is your next golden advice for these women, especially young women 20 plus, to pursue their scientific career, and here is in academia?
Right. Thank you. That's a great question. I think very important place to begin with is always our own values, our own directions. Where do we want to go? What we enjoy to do most? Where do we want to spend our next 5 years or 10 years? That is a starting point. And then once there's a direction around that, look at very widely what may be the options to fulfill that direction, and not maybe limit ourselves to do it what way. There may be very different ways to fulfill the same career direction. It could be different universities. It could be different careers in universities. It could be research based or teaching based. It could be combination of both. It could be a larger university. It could be smaller university. It could be online university. So there's a lot of options, and I think the trick not to get lost in that is to have our anchor, our basis, our values, and where we want to end up, and then branch out from there. I will say.
And if we are excited by writing scientific publications, right? That what is this also something which we have to keep in mind if we want to pursue career in academia?
Of course, because as we all know, publishing is very important if you're going to stay in academia, and if you're going to pursue a career in academia, it's a must. And if that is not your strong suit, you should either find a way to make it better for yourself, easier for yourself, or find partners who are good at it and kind of do complementary work. But definitely something to keep in mind if there's a desire to stay in academia, for sure.
Yeah, and from my experience, also some people always, or some women think that whatever I learn in academia is not maybe applicable to industry, but right, we learn also, we both are PhD, so we learn actually transfer, a lot of skills we learn at academia are transferable, right? So
For sure.
so this is something which you think we have to keep in mind, right? That even project management is transferable skill, right?
Yes. Like you said, writing is definitely a transferable skill. That's actually how I did my own transition from academia to industry. I found a medical writing role. That's my story, my personal career story, and project management, and also analytical skills and problem solving skills, as well as I will say also agility and resilience,
Yeah.
because PhD is never an easy route. And if you are able to go through that and come at the end of the tunnel with a PhD degree, that's already a lot of training and a lot of adaptation on your part,
Yeah, so it's
which
great to hear
is,
that actually it is agile process itself, and
it is, in
you
my
become naturally
opinion.
agile.
Yes, yes. And
Okay.
that's a very important skill that you
Yeah.
can use whatever career path you choose.
Yeah, but we'll come into a moment to it, because actually the second question is the follow-up of the first question. But what's the next golden advice for women which are in transition? Because you just now mentioned that
Yes.
PhD's agile process adapting, but helps with transferable skills will help you to make this transition. But what is the best, the because people always want to have hear this golden advice. What is the best advice you would think in this transition from academia to industry to develop further the scientific career for this women?
Yeah, yeah. I would say there is more and more opportunities now to explore research and scientific career paths in industry. And the key is, I think, to be very open-minded, because in academia, there aren't a lot of programs exposing the PhD students or the postdocs to alternative career paths in industry. And thinking back to my days, my
Yeah.
postdoc days, I didn't know a lot of uh, options for me to go. I started looking at bench R&D kind of research roles first, and I quickly realized that the way it was being done in industry was not one-to-one translation from my PhD research or postdoc research, and that was a limiting factor. But I also realized there are so many, a wide variety of options for PhDs to apply to. So bench research or R&D is not only option. There's a lot of options around writing, options around business development, marketing, field work, medical science liaison kind of things if you're in biological sciences. To me, I think talking to people, networking, whether online or in person, using networks like LinkedIn, etc., is very important to find out about these kinds of roles. So being very open and considering jobs that are even remotely related to what you wanted to do.
Yeah, and these
Because
are jobs
sometimes the
maybe.
job.
Yeah, these are jobs which sounds, what you mentioned is okay. We are not specialized as a PGs, but they're outside of our comfort zone, right? What we learn in academia, but that's what you said.
Right.
It's good to talk to people, even asking for chatting on LinkedIn, and just to find not only to meet these people which perform these functions, but also to really get idea what this function is, is about, what is going to happen, like how does, for example, your work day looks like even.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, being very open-minded and being very open to reaching out people who are in industry already, and who are willing to help, because many people, including myself, I love to connect with people and share what I know, and make it a little bit easier for them.
Yeah, and probably for you as in American ecosystem, that was quite easy, because Americans are known to be very rather very social, with very strong communication skills. So it's easy to pick up somebody and talk to him.
Yeah, it's communication is key. And it's again something you can transfer from your PhD. if you have done presentations at conferences, if you did journal clubs and things like that, that's another skill you can present to your potential employers in the industry as a communication skill. Definitely.
Yeah, and I think following your advice, thank you very much. It's what I noticed when you brought this example, that at the congresses, whenever you present your scientific data on poster session, you can, there are companies there. So you guys, women, can just go there and talk also to company stands, because that actually, it's also creating opportunity to make a transition. I would.
That's true. That's
right?
very true. Yeah,
So,
definitely.
okay. Thank you very much. So now the question number 3, it's from your personal experience, because I like to hear more from your personal experience, because it's so rich. And regarding the transition from academia to industry, which top 3 skills would be the most beneficial, especially now I'm talking about women which are facing currently different societal expectations. And I'm talking here about different societal expectations, but it can be also family expectations, because some women think about, can I be a mom? Can I be a researcher, entrepreneur? Or maybe I don't want to have children. And that is also called societal expectation. And how this is, in a way, what do you think, Hatice, from your personal perspective as a mom, but also as a coach? What you would advise these women in terms of top 3 soft skills, and in terms of situations when they face this, or societal expectations, or family, even close expectations?
Definitely, yes. I would say it's important to know our own values, our own standing, and our own prioritization, because as women in many of cultures, and in general societal expectations are that priorities are outside of you. It's the job, it's the family, whatever may be the case, or children, if you chose to go that route. And it takes a long time. For me, it took a long time to realize, if I am not full myself, I cannot give to others in my full capacity, in my full potential. I have to take care of myself. I have to know my priorities to keep myself afloat before I can support others in the best way possible. So that's, I will
keep
say,
yourself
is
balanced also, right?
balance, self-care, self-prioritization. We don't do that, especially when we are young. As young women, I think most of the time, we sacrifice a lot from our own self-care routines, whether it's exercising or things, hobbies that we would like to do. And I am I'm an example of that. It took me a very long time to get to a place where I can peacefully and without regrets, I can do these things while trying to fitting everything else in my schedule.
So just to summarize, so these top 3 skills are definitely skills, that's what you said, that skills which will require whatever we call it, self-love, self-care, and also setting your personal, that's also probably skills, setting your own personal priorities, rather societal expectations on the whiteboard. That's
right. Setting your priorities, setting your borders.
In terms of skills. Yes.
And also the time management, right? Because there's ways to fit in everything, but you have to be planful about that.
Yeah, you need to really, you should not also, we don't want to advise here that we should plan everything in your life. Otherwise, the life is losing its edge, I call it. But definitely setting your personal priorities rather than societal expectations, it's a good direction. And the self-care, which you said, or self-love, in terms of personal development, but also career development. And we advise stepwise. planning is truly truly important. So yes, thank you very much for sharing your experience. As I said, I am very curious and I like to ask more questions, but hopefully there will be a potential next interview, and we're going to talk with Hatice more about other important topics.
Yeah, very happy to.
In personal development, in agile coaching, but also in for women empowerment. So please stay with us, and please tune to my channel, so there will be more interviews hopefully coming. And I'm happy that Hatice already said yes, yes. So I'm really excited for the next interview. And today I'd like to thank you very much again for sharing your wisdom, your experience, incredible also experience coming from this journey from Turkey to United States, and becoming successful in terms of new place, which are United States, but a new country and new culture, and being so adaptable and applying and actually being active in all these roles, including being a mom. So I was really happy to have you here, and thank you very much again.
Thank you, Anita. It's a pleasure. It's wonderful to be able to share my experience. If it's helpful for even a single person, I am very happy to do it over and over again. So anytime, just let me know. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And if you would have more questions, please put them to Hatice. Please put them in the comments, or contact her also directly. I think she was happy to also share with on the YouTube channel the email, so you can also email her, and she will be very happy to answer all your questions. So thank you very much.
Yes, please email me at my website. It's academyhbl.com.
Okay, great. We'll put it in the comment box. I will check it with you once more. But thanks again. It was really a pleasure listening to all these answers, which are great wisdom. And I hope these answers empower you, all our female colleagues, all women around the world, across the globe, and indeed truly encourage them to pursue career.
Yes, definitely. Happy Women's Day.
Yes, thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.